There is a moment we all desperately try to avoid. The moment you have to look yourself in the mirror and whisper, "I quit." It's the admission of defeat, the acknowledgement of wasted time. It is the single most painful psychological decision in business, in relationships, in life. And it is precisely this pain that keeps you trapped. You know the scenario. You've poured years, your energy, and your deepest hopes into something that, deep down, you know is already gone. A struggling business, a toxic relationship, a plummeting investment. The chains holding you feel utterly unbreakable. You might call it loyalty or stubbornness or perseverance, but more often it reveals an insidious psychological trap. It is the force that prevents us from letting go, from moving forward. Today, we're going to confront the gravity of yesterday head on. We'll understand its powerful unconscious pull on our decisions and discover how to finally break free from its persistent grasp. This compelling force has a name: the sunk cost fallacy. Simply put, it's our irrational tendency to continue an endeavor purely because of the time, money, or effort we've already invested, even when continuing is clearly not in our future best interest. It's not about future potential, but about past commitment. Its psychological roots are deeply embedded in our human nature. One major factor is loss aversion, our innate fear of losing, which often feels twice as painful as the pleasure of gaining. We desperately want to avoid the feeling that our past efforts were wasted. Then there's consistency bias, our desire to appear rational and consistent even to ourselves, making it difficult to reverse previous decisions. Our ego preservation plays a significant role too, as admitting we made a mistake or failed can be incredibly painful. It's not just about money, it's about acknowledging a personal misjudgment. We cling to hope, however faint, that if we just push a little longer, our past investments will somehow magically pay off, validating our choices. This deep-seated reluctance to cut our losses is a primary manifestation of the gravity of yesterday. The sunk cost fallacy manifests in countless relatable ways. Think of the entrepreneur who pours years into a failing startup, ignoring market feedback because too much has already been invested. Or the person who stays in a clearly toxic relationship for decades, rationalizing, "We have too much history together to just walk away." Even students who complete a degree they hate simply because they're already halfway through and paid tuition, or even investors holding on to rapidly depreciating stocks, refusing to sell because they can't afford to realize the loss, are caught in this very same psychological snare. And what about those detrimental habits you simply cannot quit because you've invested years, identity, and effort in them? Across our lives, this bias subtly drains our most precious resources: our time, our energy, our mental well-being, and our true potential. But there is profound liberation in recognizing this trap. Here are actionable strategies to consciously move beyond the gravity of yesterday. Strategy 1. Mentally separate past investments from future potential. Consciously create a boundary between what you've already put in and what you stand to gain or lose from this point forward. Ask yourself, if I knew what I know now, would I start this today? If the answer's no, then the past investment is irrelevant to the future. As the philosopher Søren Kierkegaard wisely observed, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence for future action. Strategy 2. Focus exclusively on marginal costs and future benefits. When evaluating whether to continue, ignore the past. Instead, focus solely on the additional resources required from now on versus the additional benefits you realistically expect to receive. If the future costs outweigh the future benefits, it's time to pivot. This requires a cold, rational assessment, stripped of emotional attachment. What is the cost of the next hour, the next dollar, the next year? Strategy 3. Seek external, unbiased perspectives. Our internal biases are powerful, but they lose strength when challenged. Talk to a trusted mentor, a friend, or a professional advisor who has no emotional stake in your past decisions. Present the situation as if it's someone else's problem and ask for their unvarnished, objective advice. Often, the clarity they provide can cut through years of internal rationalization. As Albert Einstein famously put it, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Strategy 4. Quantify the often invisible cost of not quitting. This is perhaps the most overlooked aspect of the sunk cost fallacy. What are you losing by continuing down this unfulfilling path? Quantify the opportunity cost, the better project you could be pursuing, the healthier relationship you could be building, the personal growth you are sacrificing, the peace of mind you forfeit. Consider the profound insight from author Seth Godin. Winners quit all the time. They just quit the right stuff at the right time. Your resources are finite, so continuing to spend them unwisely means you're actively choosing not to invest them in something better. The understanding of the sunk cost fallacy is a profound gift. It illuminates the subtle chains of the gravity of yesterday and hands you the tools to sever them. Imagine the incredible freedom, clarity, and renewed energy you'll experience when you consciously choose to let go of what no longer serves you. When you reclaim your valuable resources from past commitments, you empower yourself to reallocate them towards a future that genuinely aligns with your highest values and deepest aspirations. Today, I challenge you to identify just one area in your life where the sunk cost fallacy might be quietly holding you back. Pick one strategy we discussed and commit to applying it, even if it's just a mental exercise to start. It's time to actively choose your future over the phantom weight of your past. It's time to intentionally break free from the gravity of yesterday and step into the boundless possibilities of tomorrow.